Hello students, today we are going to continue with the lesson solids, liquids and gases. So in the earlier video lectures we have discussed about the states of matter. There are three states of matters, that is solid, liquid and gases. We have also seen that the states of matter interchange, that is the solids can change into liquids and the liquids can change into gases. So today we are going to learn whether the solids they can dissolve in liquids, and we are also going to see which are the gases that get dissolved in the liquids. Also we are going to learn the terms solute, solvent and solution. So to begin with, let us start with the point solids dissolve in liquids. So we are going to learn whether some of the solids or all the solids get dissolved in any type of liquids. For proving this, we have to perform some activities. Now I will be explaining you these activities and you have to perform these activities on your own. So the first activity is take a glass of water. Please do check that the glass that you take, it should be of glass. The water should be transparent. You can see the water from the outside also. So take a glass, pour some water into it, maybe half a glass of water, and then take a spoonful of salt or sugar, any one you can take, and put that sugar or the salt into the glass and stir the water. Move the spoon into the water. The salt or the sugar that you have taken will mix up, will dissolve with the water. And from this we come to know that the salt or the sugar, it dissolves in the water. Okay, you also can perform this experiment with turmeric powder, that is haldi powder. You can also take some chalk powder and perform this same activity. Okay, so on the page number 28 of your textbook, you can see here a chart is given which shows about the various columns. The things that you can dissolve in water and perform this activity are being given, and also the changes that will take place are given. You have to tick whether the changes occur or don't occur. So you have to perform this activity on your own and you have to mark the columns, whatever the changes that happen in the water. Okay, so when you are doing these activities, let us suppose you are doing this activity with the sugar and water. So when you take the water in that glass, mark the level of the water. When only water is there, you have to mark the level. And then after dissolving of sugar into that same water, just check for the water level. Just check whether the water level rises or it remains the same. So what is going to happen when you add sugar or salt into this water? The water level will not change. It will remain the same. Can you tell me why does this happen? Why does the water level does not rise even after adding of such solid substance? Let me tell you. In our previous lecture we have learned that in liquid the molecules are not packed, not together. There are air spaces or there are spaces between the two molecules of water or any other liquid, and this empty space that is between the two molecules is taken up by the sugar or the salt, and that is why the water level does not rise. The empty space that is between the two molecules of the liquids is taken up by the solid which is dissolved into this liquid, and that is why the water level does not rise. Just perform this activity and you can be sure whether this thing happens. Okay, also from this activity we come to know that the liquids are having molecules which are not hold together. They are very empty spaces, air spaces between the liquid molecules. So do perform this activity and write down the observations in the chart. The next is about solute, solvent and solution. So what is a solute? Let me tell you. The substance that is put into the liquid. So any solid substance which is put into the liquid for dissolution to mix it, that is called as solute. And solvent. Solvent is any liquid in which the solid is put for dissolving, that is solvent. And solution is the mixture of solute and solvent. So the experiment or the activity that we are going to conduct, in that the solute substance is salt or sugar. So what is solute? Solute is any solid substance that is put into the liquid, and solvent is the liquid in which the solid substance is put for dissolving. And the syrup or the mixture of both solute and solvent together is called as solution. Okay, so suppose we take solute is sugar, then solvent is water, and the solution will be the mixture of sugar and water, that is sugar syrup. So you can see here solute plus solvent is equal to solution. So when you add the solute, that is sugar, and the solvent, that is water, you get the solution, which is the sugar syrup. Okay, the next point is gases dissolve in liquid. So here we learned that solids like sugar, salt, then turmeric powder, all these things, they dissolve in the liquids. So now we will see how do the gases dissolve in liquid. The gases, yes, gases dissolve in liquid, but not all the gases dissolve in liquid. For example, oxygen is the best example of a gas that dissolves in water. We all know that oxygen is present in water, and that is why the animals that live in water, they can breathe inside the water also, because oxygen which is present inside the water is used by the fish and other animals that live in the water for breathing. So also the plants which grow in water, they take the carbon dioxide which is present in water for their preparation of food. Okay, so also the gas like carbon dioxide, it is dissolved in soda water or soft drinks. Under pressure, it is dissolved in the soft drinks and the soda water, and that is why whenever you open the lid of the soda bottle, what happens? This carbon dioxide comes out. It escapes from the bottle in the form of bubbles. You might have noticed that whenever you bring the bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, what happens? When you open it, bubbles come out of it. So this is the carbon dioxide which is dissolved in that juice or in that liquid under pressure, and whenever the lid is opened, the pressure is removed, and so the bubbles start coming out. It is the carbon dioxide inside that liquid which comes out in the form of bubbles. So all the gases, they do not get mixed up with the liquids, but the gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, they can be mixed. Oxygen is already present and carbon dioxide is dissolved into the liquid under pressure. Using some technique, the carbon dioxide is mixed up or dissolved with the liquid. Okay, so as I told you, some gases mixed with liquids. Also the solids. All the solids don't mix with the water or the liquids. The examples like salt, sugar, they get dissolved. But can a stone get mixed up or dissolved with the water? No, it can't. It shows that all things do not dissolve in water. So all the solid things, they do not get dissolved with the water. There are only few solids which can dissolve with the water. Also, the color of water does not change always. So, when you mix salt or sugar in the water, the color of the water will not change. It will remain the same. But if you dissolve some haldi powder, that is turmeric powder, into the water, you will see that there is change in the water color. The water will change to yellow. It will take the color of the turmeric powder. It shows that the color of the water does not change when some solids are mixed into it, but when some other solids are mixed with the water, the color of the water will surely change. There are some substances which do not change the water color, but there are some substances which will change the color of the water. So this was the lesson about solids, liquids and gases, the three states of matter. Now let us perform this experiment. You can see here two glasses. I have poured water up to half. So you can also see the marks over here. I have marked up to which the water is present in both the glasses. This experiment is to be performed by using sugar and turmeric powder. So first we will perform it with the sugar. So you can see here a spoon of which is full of sugar. So I will add this sugar into the first glass and I will stir it. I will try to mix it. Okay. So it will take a little time to get mixed up or dissolved with the water. Let us see what happens, whether the level of the water will change or it will remain the same. So performing of these experiments is very much necessary, otherwise we will not get a proof about the things that we have learned. So we learned that the solids like sugar, salt, they get mixed up with the water. So let us see whether it is true that the sugar gets dissolved in the water. Right now you can see that some of the sugar has got dissolved and the rest is also getting dissolved. So meanwhile you can also see that whether the color of the water is changing when we mix up or dissolve the sugar into it. You can see that the sugar has almost got dissolved into the water. Yes, only a few sugar cubes are remaining there in the water, and meanwhile the remaining sugar will also get mixed up. Okay, so you can see that there is no change in the color. The water color is still transparent. It means that sugar does not change the color of the water. Now the first activity has got completed. Let the water settle down. You can still see that here the mark which I had put already, the water has not rised up, but the water is still up to the mark. This proves that there are many air spaces between the molecules of liquids, and that is why the solid that is dissolved or mixed with the liquid, it takes that empty spaces, and that is why the level of the water does not rise. Now let's take some haldi powder or turmeric powder and we will add it into the other glass. Now let us see what will happen. You can see that the color of the water is changing. Yes, can you see it? Yes, the color of this water is changed to yellow. It means that this water has taken the color of the turmeric powder, and you can see the mark over here. The water has not rised up from the mark, but the water is still up to the mark. From this also we come to know that the liquid is having lot of air spaces between its molecules, and the solids take that empty space. So
Here the two things get proved, that some of the solids get dissolved in water. Also some of the solids, they can change the color of the water. I have shown you these two experiments. You do perform it with salt as well as some chalk powder and mark the observations in the chart which is given in the textbook on page number 28.